Scorpio.
Hello Scorpio, this is your astrological forecast for January 2017. So Happy New Year. You might have already been listening to the whole year's forecast. If not, then you have that to look forward to. But listen, January starts off with a beautiful, heightened sense of goals, appreciation, joy, happiness, and romance. This is because Mars and Neptune, they're doing the dance. They are conjunct as we set the tone, not just for January, but for the entire year. And for you, Scorpio, it's in your 5th house of love and relationships, affairs, also children, self-expression, the hobbies that you do, all of those things that where you can find your sense of creativity and also spirituality, because Neptune always keeps and holds that frequency of spiritual vision. So the main focus, though, is always where the sun is. That is the essence of you. It's the essence of us. For you, Scorpio, the sun, Mercury, and Pluto is in your 3rd house for communication. So this is going to be a dynamic month where if you're needing to give a presentation or some talk or negotiate something, it could be more interaction here as well with siblings, your closer community as well. And also I feel that this Mercury retrograde, which will be until January 8th, will give you some time to clear things up or also just catch up from the past. There could be opportunities that had been given to you earlier when you were just in fast forward motion that might come back around, so you want to pay attention to those things as well. Not a good time to sign anything just because Mercury rules documents, papers, agreements, and it's in the 3rd house, which is also ruled by Mercury, so that's a double whammy thing. So hold off if you can to after the 8th. If you could wait till Mercury's out of its shadow, better yet. But yes, then we have Venus. Venus starts out here in your 4th house for home and family, your parents, your real estate, who you are on the inside. So there's been a lot of love going into this area in December. So when we start off the month, Venus is already 27 degrees, only 3 more degrees to go before she changes sign and ingresses into Pisces, which you will do January 4th. So the first 3 days, you're wrapping up everything that had to do with the holidays, the family and celebration and so forth, getting your house all back in order again. And then it is a beautiful journey she will have when she joins into that 5th house with Mars already there, with Neptune there. So listen, the last 3 weeks there of January is going to be very pleasant, joyful, romantic, more interacting with your children. 5th house rules children, but also businesses that you might own, not the company that you work for. And in that sense, I can feel this creative streak wanting to surface, okay? Mars is your dynamic goal, your ambitions, and so forth, your physical drive and energy. Couple that with the creativity of not just Venus, but the higher octave of Venus being Neptune. Well, you can accomplish a lot. And I'd say, you know what? Enjoy, 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 Scorpio, because it's going to be a full year before Venus comes back to this area, for one. Secondly, it's going to be 2 years before Mars comes back to this area. And when they do, it doesn't mean the other one is there. So you got both forces working for you. And so I know you're just going to have a blast here in January. We have the full moon on the 12th in Cancer, 14 degrees. That's your sister sign, Scorpio, in your 9th house. So this area will be illuminated for you, which has to do with long distance travel or also interacting with people afar. It also rules publications, long distance travel, visas, green cards, those things, higher education, taking exams, publication, if you have anything that needs to be published. Well, you can see here when the spotlight is on you, you're going to be achieving one or more of those things. The new moon won't be before January 27th, and that is 0 degrees in Aquarius, which will be in the 4th house for your home, your family, your parents, feeling the foundation of your life. This is always when we plant those seeds of intentions. So this month, which will carry the signature for a whole year until you get the next chance in this area, I feel that, yeah, your intention should be on wanting to spend more time at home, not just running around, business, career, and whatnot, but to really ground yourself in this beautiful foundation, which has to do with you, your inner self, and the people that you love right around you. So listen, we have a lot going on this month as we start off, like I said, Mars and Neptune doing the dance on January 1st, but then on the 3rd, good news here from Venus, and this could be anything romantic, emotional, but it could also be financial. Venus does rule both those areas. On the 7th, and then the Sun is meeting up with Pluto. Pluto is that pivotal point of transformation. It powers up the Sun for a whole annual cycle, and your point of transformation is still in your 3rd house for communication, short distance travel, empowering yourself with how you speak, write, teach, give, interacting with your closer community, demands put upon you, and also you just putting yourself out there with self-empowerment. That's on the 7th. On the 10th, a little bit of a hiccup, unexpected news. This is the Sun and Uranus. So that could be from one of your coworkers. They might have to change up a plan. Maybe you have to change something up in your daily routine due to an unexpected demand upon you. But it's a fast-moving thing, no biggie. On the 11th, though, this is a power day. This is Mars, which is your drive and your goals and ambitions, coming into a transit with Pluto. Mars is dynamite, Pluto is nuclear. Put the two of them together, what do we have? We have a force to be reckoned with. Mars being in your 5th house, Pluto in your 3rd house. Well, we can, excuse me, I got allergies. If we put those two together, that is just you moving mountains. It could be a fantastic presentation. It could be a great negotiation. In that case, it can open up a lot of new doors creatively for you and your self-expression. If you're starting off a new business, what a time to do so. Mercury is now direct, so you're out of it. Still in the shadow, but you're out of the retrograde. So if you're starting something new, you will carry the signature of this dynamic energy that can follow you for the next 2-year cycle of Mars before he comes back to Pluto here in this area. On the 12th, circle it in on your calendar. This is the date night of the month. Very romantic. I hear music. If you are an artist, well, this is a time where you could just absolutely channel all that good energy, both with inner vision, but also with inner emotion. Venus and Neptune, Neptune being the higher octave of Venus, well, if you're in a relationship, the two of you will have a great time. And if you're single, well, don't sit at home, because the frequency of these two is something that we're all going to be sensing. Doesn't matter where we are upon this planet. So we're kind of sending out those signals, and we're magnetizing, attracting as well. So the 12th, wonderful day. But then we have a couple of stop signs coming up this month, slowing us down just a little bit while we need to make a decision. The first one is on the 19th with Saturn squaring off on Mars, or should I say Mars on Saturn. That's a little frustrating because Mars is direct and it's hammering down the superhighway, right? Wanting to do and get things done, and here comes Saturn just holding him back. But for a reason, and we always want to look at these situations as celestial helpers coming in so that we can make a right decision. Sometimes we're so hasty that we're not seeing. So if you're making a decision today, you'll already by the next day feel that sense of conviction. So whenever in doubt, slow down, just wait, and then it will be there. And that's because on the 20th, Venus and Pluto will meet up and do the dance, just like Mars and Pluto did on the 11th. Venus is following suit, and there is passion, there is drive, there's a breakthrough, there's news about money, acting upon money, receiving money, contracting, whatever it may be for you. But it feels like this is fun. It's joyful. It's your 5th house, and the news is coming from your 3rd house of communication. So there we go. So days to pay attention to move forward is the 11th and the 20th. The days to stop and wait before you act, that's the 19th. That's Mars up against Saturn, just so you get that full sense of conviction. And then also on the 27th, because where Mars was stopped by Saturn, Saturn's going to stop Venus too. So the 27th for you, that has more so to do with money, investments, rulerships of gaming, perhaps, speculation could be. 5th house loves to gamble. Don't gamble what you don't have. If you do have, well, then you want to be smart about it. And for that reason, Saturn's trying to give you some body onto it. Then we have the 23rd. There is some great news coming in. I feel it's inspirational news. Mercury and Neptune. You can have a dream. You can have a daydream. You can have an inspiration. You could feel quite creative here on the 23rd. And then the 29th, we have both Mars moving into Aries, which is your 6th house. It's completed that joyful ride through the 5th, okay, where you've had a lot of fun, leisure, action upon those things, but now it's getting back to work, focusing on details. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo, and nobody tends to think, overthink, analyze, strategize as much as the Virgos do. And you're going to feel how that feels when Mars moves through this area of your chart, because you're going to be embodying some of that energy. Plus, it's getting the drive from it being in the sign of Aries, which it rules. So there's like a whole lot of power. Watch how you're going to take off here at January 29th and into the month of February. And I'm already looking into that chart for you as we speak. And it's going to be exciting next month. But it's starting now in January, see? So I would say listen to your moon and rising sign to just get where these planetary energies are unfolding in the other parts of your chart to get a fuller sense of it. So that is pretty much what we have here for you, Scorpio. We got Mercury and Pluto conjunct on the 29th. That is you making some kind of commitment or initiating something that you're feeling very powerful about. You could even be traveling, even though not necessarily long distance, but it could be a day trip or out-of-town trip. And in that case, it should be very, very good. So listen, Scorpio, this is what I had for you here this month, and I will see you in February. Bye now.